This real Ghana world boxing. Akwaba, welcome to my channel.
Yeah, Doudou Ngumbu from Democratic Republic of Congo gave Oleksandr Gvozdyk a odd fight until he got injured. And Ngumbu pulled some muscle or something. What happened with the bottom of his right leg? Some issue that forced him to stop the fight, man. I forced the referee to stop the fight. And they asked, can he continue? They gave him time. It was weird because usually if a fighter does have it's an accidental injury or accidental headbutt, they'll give you time to recover. But if it was no contact, and if he can't continue, then the fight should be cut off. Like the ESPN. One thing that I agree with ESPN commentary is that was the case where they gave Ngumbu time. Like I didn't understand that. He couldn't continue, couldn't walk, so they gave the TKO victory to Gvozdyk. But even before that, man, he was looking real bad. He couldn't deal with the awkward style of Ngumbu. But he caught him a few times, but it just didn't look good, man. He's supposed to be a WBC champ, have the so-called lineal championship. That was all. It was a bad look for Gvozdyk, But according to ESPN, he's number one. Or I don't know what the hell ESPN talk about these days, man. Let me address one issue. I was watching the UFC earlier, and I saw Tim Bradley on there getting interviewed towards the end of the show, and he was talking about how Top Rank is the best promoter. This guy is tap dancing, stepping and fetching, company man. He's turned into a delusional guy, very delusional. He's in a sunken place for damn sure. He's in there talking about. He couldn't even get his words out, man. He was stumbling and fumbling with the interview. I wish y'all go check that interview out if you can, or if you've seen it. Let me know what you thought about it. This guy was just talking. Oh, it was terrible, man. And he's talking about how great, promotion of Top Rank. They got all the best fighters. Anyways, man, it was sad to see. And then coming into the commentary tonight, man, all they would talk about is how Lomachenko's number one pound for pound with 13 fights and a loss. It makes no sense to me. And then they talk about how Terence Crawford's the number one welterweight in the world, but he ain't fought any top welterweight, man. I like Terence Crawford as a top fighter, but he's not number one anything. He's just not, man. We haven't been able to get Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, Errol Spence. Going up the ladder, he hasn't been able to take on any of them. He's frozen out of the welterweight division. And let's talk about his next opponent, Egis, the Lithuanian Egis. I'm just gonna go there because I can't pronounce his name. But he's from Lithuania, and they thought he was gonna come in and blast out Ray Robinson. They thought he was gonna come in and blast out Ray Robinson, but they were sadly mistaken, man. Ray Robinson, was moving a lot and pretty much frustrated Egis, to a draw. They had a damn draw, man. They had a damn draw. Egis, the Lithuanian that was supposed to be in line for Terence Crawford, man, duel to a draw with Ray Robinson, the 24-3. Now one draw. Robinson. He's maybe he's a southpaw style. He couldn't get. I don't know. Maybe that's what was causing Egis issue there. He's a southpaw. And he just probably couldn't deal with it. I don't know. He was in. Ray Robinson's longer fighter. He couldn't do it. So that's the options for Terence Crawford after he beats a unranked Amir Khan. Amir Khan, yeah, he had a name at one point in time, but right now Amir Khan isn't ranked in any rankings. He's not ranked in anybody's rankings. He's out of the top 10, and this is a pay-per-view fight we got to look forward to. Man, let me tell you, this is a terrible weekend of boxing. Honestly, let's be real. I even checked out. I was like, man, I was searching for a good fight, man. I even went. I said, I'm gonna get me a good fight tonight, man. I even looked at that crap Eddie Hearn put on over there in the UK, man. Hey, let me just start off with the crappiest fight of the night over here. David Price and Cash Ali. This fool was biting David Price and tackling him the whole damn night. That David Price is a certified, I ain't gonna, man, look, man, he's no good. He's no good. He's no good. Let's just go there. I was gonna say that. I don't know what that was, man. And then I was checking for I was checking for Natasha Jonas coming back off of a terrible defeat by Vivian Obenhoff. She's been out for a few months, and she got her get back victory. And good for her. But I was checking for that. That was a one-sided fight. She won. There was and then the worst fight of that whole night, that whole card, was Sam Eggington, who got beat up by a Tanzanian fighter, Hassan Makinyo, knocked him out in the second round, but he gets a opportunity to be on the main stage against Liam Beefy Smith, who that was a mismatch. Liam Smith, he ain't got no real good wins either, but he's had better competition. He fought Canelo, got stopped by Canelo, and he fought he fought a tough fight with Jaime Munguia. He gave Jaime Munguia a lot of body shots, and definitely a tough fight for Munguia. That went 12 rounds, unanimous decision in Munguia's favor, but that wasn't an easy fight. That was a tough fight, and it was just a real piss poor effort by Sam Eggington. Eggington is yesterday's news, yesterday's trash. He's retiring. He should retire at 25. He's that bad, Other than that, man, coming back to the stateside, Oleksandr Gvozdyk, man, he didn't look good. Let's end on that. Well, I got another thing I want to talk about actually. Yeah, did I discuss Tim Bradley bootlicking, step fetching? Tim Bradley was he got interviewed on UFC towards the end of that telecast, and he was talking about how good Top Rank promotion is. I feel like I'm repeating myself, but yeah, I mean, I've went in on Tim Bradley a few times because the guy's delusional. He's in a sunken place, and he's on TV saying all kind of reckless stuff, man. Like Top Rank is the best promotion out there. Like, what are you talking about, man? You got guys frozen out of divisions like Terrence Crawford. Like, you got guys you got Vasily Lomachenko, man, going around being hyped up, talking about how he's #1 pound for pound. Man, look, man, hey, they can't make any fights to prove that. They can't make the Mikey Garcia fight. It's something else, man. Yeah, anyways, man, I'm just, that whole telecast needs work. Needs a lot of work, man. They need to reform that whole telecast. They kicked Teddy Atlas out for Tim Bradley. Tim Bradley can't, man, nobody wants to listen to him, man. He can't even. He's like he tries to be emotional like Teddy, but it don't come off right, man. I mean, Teddy Atlas wasn't that great himself, man. But I mean, they don't have no loyalty to that guy. That guy's been running ESPN boxing for the longest, man. They just booted him out of there. So he said he had an interview on the ESPN talking about he didn't like the business of boxing, and was pretty much disgusted with the business. He had to get talked into training Gvozdyk. He had to get talked into training that light heavyweight there, but. Man, let's look at the light heavyweight division. Let me end it on that. Light heavyweight division. Gvozdyk is probably the weakest champion. Let's be real. I mean, is he not? I mean, you looking at the guys like Kovalev. Can he beat Kovalev? Can he beat Oleksandr Gvozdyk? Can he beat Marcus Brown? No. But see, Marcus Brown looking on the outside end because he can't fight any of them guys. Them guys are with Top Rank ESPN. Other than Dimitri Bivol with DAZN Matchroom, Kovalev fight on ESPN, Gvozdyk, later Alvarez fight on ESPN, Artur Beterbiev, I think is with DAZN. He can't fight Badu Jack 3 times. So Marcus Brown looking on the outside end, but Marcus Brown could knock all these dudes out, man, or just even beat any of these dudes. He's a solid contender. And then you also got Anthony Yard from the UK, who's very good, young, up and coming. And my boy Joshua Buatsi from Ghana is also a young contender. Look at, man, this light heavyweight division is stacked. Gvozdyk would not be able to hold on to that WBC title for much longer with this, especially looking like he did tonight. I know he's coming off of a bad win. Not a bad win in the case that he didn't look good, but yeah, he beat up Adonis Stevenson into a coma, and fortunately. Stevenson has recovered. He's on his way back to recovery. I'm glad to hear that. And he did a number on Stevenson. But Stevenson's one-dimensional left-handed fighter with only a left hand. So coming in a fight with Ngumbu, Doudou Ngumbu from the Democratic Republic of Congo, man, he just couldn't deal with the movement. If a top guy like, come in there and give him problems with movement, man, Gvozdyk is done, man. Gvozdyk can't even adapt, man. You could tell he was chasing Ngumbu all over the damn ring. Couldn't even adapt to it. Couldn't think of anything. You know, he was having a issue. I wonder how that fight would have ended, actually, man. Would he have caught Ngumbu eventually? I don't know. I don't know, man. It's hard to say, but that fight was called off because of the injury to Ngumbu's lower right leg. And Gvozdyk got a lot of work to do if he's trying to keep that title in this thick division. Somebody's gonna grab it from him, man. If they can, especially within that core group that he can fight, you know, because like I said, Marcus Brown's out of that group right now because due to promotional garbage that, you know, these promoters, man, the egos of these promoters and these managers' egos, they can't just lay the ego aside and do what's good for the sport. It's all about ego. And I can't believe top rank at Bob Arum, man, at his age, he's still acting like that, man. I guess you can't teach an old dog new tricks, man. They gonna take it all the way to the end, you know. So Terrence Crawford can't fight Spence. Gvozdyk ain't gonna be able to fight. You know, well, Marcus Brown, Gvozdyk don't need Marcus Brown, I guess, because that's a low risk, high reward. Yeah, a high risk, low reward for Gvozdyk, you know, because he be fighting Marcus. Well, he might even have to fight Marcus Brown. They're gonna have to do something. They're gonna have to go to a purse bid. Somehow they're gonna finagle their way out of that because they don't want to deal with PBC right now, Top Rank, and PBC probably don't want to deal with them either, due to all that old litigation crap, you know. You know, because look, Marcus Brown is the WBC. He has a WBC silver, you know. But you know, when did the WBC ever honor their silver? They gave goddamn Dylan White a silver years ago, and they allowed that weak ass Dominic Brazil to leak. They allowed Dominic Brazil to get a shot. How the hell, if Dylan White has a silver, how the hell does Dominic Brazil get a shot at the title over Dylan White? Just same thing with this. Marcus Brown has a silver, but that don't mean nothing. You know, he also got a WBA. I think what is he got, the interim WBA? Man, I don't know, man. Yeah, he got the interim WBA. So Marcus Brown probably got a better shot at Dimitri Bivol first. That's his first title shot. Probably would come with Dimitri Bivol. You know, because I think Eddie Hearn make a deal with PBC. They can find something. They can work that out. They've worked already in recent months or years. So anyways, man, Oleksandr Gvozdyk, man, looked bad tonight. ESPN commentary bad as usual. Andre Ward and them guys ain't got no kind of real charisma. It's boring. I actually went to sleep. I kind of muted that, actually. I muted it. Mark Kriegel I don't know what the hell he's doing up there. Like, and then my last thing, man, Terrence Crawford, man, he needs to work on his. He's still struggling with that interview they had with Max Kellerman was probably the worst interview I've seen with a boxer. It was very short. It was like you can't even hear. The audio was bad. You couldn't even hear goddamn Terrence Crawford talk. Man, it's horrible, man. ESPN is a piece of trash, man. When it comes to boxing, their boxing telecast is trash can material. This is bottom line. And I'm just sick of looking at it, man. Of course, the Sports Center doesn't even show any highlights of that. First thing after the fight, Sports Center went to college basketball. And then they talked about the UFC, which was a better telecast tonight. The UFC had a much better telecast the same night, same city as Top Rank ESPN boxing. UFC stole the show tonight. Top Rank boxing was trash can. In the UK, Eddie Hearn and DAZN was also another garbage collection tonight. What's going on in boxing? I don't know. Y'all tell me. This real Ghana World Boxing.